kahit nagsimula ako ng business or not, my goal really was to become a partner. Some people may find it, oh, ano ba yan? Masyadong ambitious. No. When I got in, I looked at the corner office and I want to be like that. So I really have to work doubly hard to prove myself. So it was very hard to be the first woman, the youngest, to partner. It took a lot of effort, but numbers and tsaka yung outstanding performance could not be hidden, di ba? My name is Nora Galleros-Tinio, and I am an accountant, a certified public accountant in the Philippines as well as in the United States. Growing up, I came from a very poor family. Yung mother ko, labandera, okay? Ang tatay ko naman was working in a bakery, and there were 4 of us. It was a struggle, no? So medyo ang goal every single day was to find the next meal. So yun ang nakita ko, parang sobrang hirap. Ang sabi ko, nung bata pa ako na hindi dapat ganito, di ba? Dapat meron sigurong iba na buhay. Kasi nakikita ko naman sa mga kaklase ko, yung pamilya nila, parang maayos naman yung pagkain nila every single day. Minsan nga nakikain ako sa kanila, yung ganun. So sabi ko, parang pwede namang magkaroon din kami ng ganito. So habang maliit pa ako, tumutulong na sa nanay ko para magkaroon ng baon. Nagtitinda ako doon sa terminal. So nagkaroon lang ako ng opportunity to have a private education sa high school dahil pumasa ako ng scholarship. So doon nagsimula, nag-high school ako doon. And then nung first year ako, intimidated pa ako ng mga kaklase ko galing sa mamayamaning pamilya. Tina lang yung aking mga friends, ang ilang mga mothers, parang kita din nila siguro yung hirap ko. Tinutulungan din nila ako minsan. Gusto ko talagang maging lawyer eh. Yun talagang desire ko. But when I calculated now in my very young mind, it would take about 7 to 8 years for me before I could start earning money. The soonest I could start earning, the soonest I could help the family. So yun yung sabi ko, yun kasi yung goal ko para magkaroon ng libreng college education. So yung kasi, Commerce Department, major in accounting, pinautang nila ako for the board exams. Review dito sa Manila. Libre ako ng tuition dahil cum laude ako. I was the only one who passed the exam, so I was the first CPA. And in a way, parang destiny din. I got my certified public accountant and a licensure dito sa Philippines. But one of the conditions kasi na pinahiram nila ako ng pera is for me to go back to Christ the King College to teach. And nagtrabaho ko, I have 2 siblings na kailangang patapusin sa college. Kasi sabi ko naman sa pamilya ko, promise ko na all of us should really graduate. Kasi sa tingin ko, yun lang yung paraan para gagaan yung buhay nating lahat. Kaya sabi ko rin sa mga kapatid ko na hindi ko obligasyong magpaaral sa inyo kasi I'm not your parents. No? But we really need to graduate. I have to do this. My 3rd year, nag-work din ako sa water district. Sa water district doon kasi panggabi kasi yung college doon sa Christ the King, no? So naging finance officer ako ng Hingoog City Water District. And then it so happened that the general manager of Hingoog City Water District, Mr. Salvador Mercado Jr., was the president of the Rotary Club. Okay? So at that time, merong graduate scholarship under the Paul Harris program, and I was selected, maybe because maganda din yung performance ng Rotary Club ng Hingoog City at the time, but at the same time, I got good grades when I was in college, and I also got so many awards in community service and leadership, and I think they were focusing on that. So when I got selected, I chose New Jersey. So then I went to Fairleigh Dickinson University for 1 year, and then it would take 2 years to complete the master's degree, MBA. in accounting. The university had given me a 1-year fellowship for me to complete the MBA program. So what I did was came back during the summertime immediately after I completed the 1 year and asked permission from the Rotary Club if I could, quickly complete the requirements of related to the scholarship so that I can go back and attend to the second, year of my MBA. So after that, took the CPA exams there also. It was also tough times, the first 3 years, but that was how I was able to get to the United States. When I went to the United States, I only had $100 with me. So pagpunta ko doon, alam ko kasi bayad na yung board and lodging ko at saka yung tuition ko. So at least may matutulugan, may pagkain at saka yung tuition ko will be taken care of. Pagpunta ko doon sa university, ang laki, nandun ako sa entrance kasi yun lang alam ang address. Sabi niya, oo nga, wala ka sa listahan dahil you have to put up a $435 deposit para mag-reserve. So I said, okay. She said, you have until 5 p.m. to, naiiyak ako, but it was hard. For somebody young and did not know anybody, it was very hard. So what I did was, for us who truly believe that God has put you there for a reason, so I just went to the chapel and really prayed very hard because I did not know anyone. So what I did was, I walked back to the dorm. I really think very hard and called the Rotary Foundation. The Rotary Foundation said that, yes, of course we will pay for that, but we have a check for you. We're glad that you're there. We will mail it to you. And I said, well, when would I get it? In 3 days. So sabi ko, oh my God, di ba? So, pagbalik ko sa dorm, nakita ako nung Taiwanese. We just spoke twice over the weekend. So her name is Chunin Liao. Sabi ni Chunin sa akin, oh, what's wrong? So I explained. Without any words, bumalik siya sa room niya, kumuha siya ng $400. Sabi niya, here, just give it back to me when you have it. So, talaga, I just felt that God has always been very, very helpful. So, yun. So, then at the same time, syempre, estudyante ka, you don't know anything. You would get a letter from your mother would say na, uy, tuition na ng kapatid mo. Oh my God. Hindi pa nga ako nakasettle, di ba? But at the same time, I also understand their worries. So, what I did was, tumitingin ako sa mga posting doon sa mga posting for students, may mga babysitter. So then, nagpunta din ako nag-tutor din ako ng mga basketball players sa university. So, pero sabi mo, parang hindi pa rin enough. So, sabi ko, sige, subukan ko ngang mag-waitress. Then, so, kinausap ko yung ka-roommate ko, saan ka nag-waitress? Sabi niya doon sa my ground round. So, pinuntahan ko doon. So, nung una, iniyakan ko. Hindi ko naintindihan yung mga accent. Tapos, mahirap, kailangan pabilisan, di ba? Pero, in retrospect, again, I think God has given me the best training I could ever had in such a short time para matutong makinig, para matutong may tolerance sa iba-ibang tao. I took the CPA exams all at once. Some people take it one subject at a time. Pero again, I'm always looking at the earning potential. Sabi ko, kailangan ko itong pasahin all at once. After I took the exams, I was beginning to look for somebody who can sponsor me from a student visa to a working visa. That was the only way for me to legally stay in the United States. I was really thinking ahead. I saw a Filipina in a train station, dala-dala yung red well na folder. Sabi ko, accountant siguro to. So I approached her. And so I applied at Watson Rice. That was my first job in the United States. And there were a lot of Filipinos there too. So doon nagkaroon ako ng pa every Friday, ayan, lumalabas kami kahit papaano. So naging masaya naman yung buhay ko after that. So pinetition nila ako for the working visa, and they also petitioned me for my green card. And and that's how it began. Yeah. Ang unang talagang feeling ko na okay na yung buhay, yung nag-graduate na yung mga kapatid ko ng college. Nung nabigay ko na yung house, parang feeling ko, okay, we're all set. When I started at Watson Rice, ang goal ko talaga is maging partner. So, puro lalaki yung mga partners. Two of them Filipinos, and the two others are Americans. So, mahirap yun for a woman. We have to work doubly hard to prove myself. So, it was very hard to be the first woman and the youngest. It took a lot of effort. I was at Watson Rice 14 years, and then I got recruited by a larger firm after that. But I was already married, and I had a child. So, I was at PKF O'Connor Davis, a large firm. I was the first Asian partner there. Fourth woman, everybody else were men. I was happy there, very happy. They have a lot of respect for me, and I was allowed to do what I had to do. But then I realized my child then at the time was 6 or 7 years old. When I left the house, he was asleep. When I got home, he was already asleep. And I was doing, I was tutoring him over the phone. That was very hard. And to me, I said, how much money do I need? How much recognition do I need? Ang collateral damage, diba? It would be my relationship with my son. So it took me 6 months to make a decision and submit my resignation. Starting a business was very hard. I do not have the administrative support like I did when I was in a big firm. And the cash flow, of course, is needed because I took a huge pay cut. Ang hirap talaga. The good thing was, I already have relationships with my clients. So, binigay nila sa akin yung trust. And so, I started with 5 clients when we opened the Galleros Co. at the time. I've also attracted other mothers, young mothers, who wanted flexibility in their schedules. Because, let's admit it, I could not compete with large firms in terms of paying the high salaries for quality accountants, right? So that's the only thing I can offer, flexibility, and our value and our culture in the firm is family comes first. So even if we have a deadline, if your child is sick, that can wait, take care of your child. So we are now, almost 70 people in the firm. So we have offices in in New York City, in New Jersey, Florida, and of course, now we have the Galleros Group in the Philippines. So I think a lot of hard work is hard. It was very hard. But I never miss a payroll. The Phil-Ams who came from Hingoog City, Misamis Oriental, because they've been urging me to gather everybody. Because, as you know, it's always good to have a support group, right? Like at least you have people you can call in the event that you need someone to talk to, or just as simple as asking, questions. So I held the first fiesta celebration. That seems to be a good excuse to gather. And so there were 13 people at that time, and then we grew into now almost 100, members. But that was the first venture, if you will. And then in 2015, we participated in the parade, the Philippine Independence Day Parade. We just heard about it and we said, why not? Well, let's join. So we joined, and then on the second year, we won 3rd place in the Marchers category. And then I've met Relly Manakay, who was president of Cagayan de Oro, Misamis Oriental at the time, and Dr. Prospero Lim, who was the president of Philippine Independence Day Council, Inc., and that's the largest, one of the largest organizations in the Northeast area, responsible for the parade. And then in 2017, they came to me and said, we want you to become a board of director as an appointee. because if there's a vacancy, the president can actually appoint a board of director. So in my mind, I said, yeah, why not? So I joined. The biggest, really, the task of Philippine Independence Day Council is really to put together that annual Independence Day celebration. That in itself will take about 8 months to prepare. So there is not much else you can do other than that, because it's not only the parade, there are a series of events, towards the annual celebration in New York City. So the celebration showcased the cultural, for the most part, and also allowed organizations to be patriotic for the day and be able to bond, through the parade. But I was looking at it from a business perspective. I said, you have a huge audience, captive audience, and with social media, it's not only the people who are physically there, but the whole wide world, right? So I said, why can't we put some socio-economic, aspect? So thinking about Luz Biminda, I said, yeah, we can feature Luz Biminda in our cultural presentation. But at the same time, I was thinking we could also invite provinces in Luz Biminda who are not heavily promoted, which are not heavily promoted in this region of the world. Now we have that aspect. So it's no longer just celebration, but it's now more of a platform of promoting, as what I've said, economic activities. When I got there as a student, under a student visa, and ultimately become a working visa holder, now naging citizen ako. Buong pamilya ang natulungan ko eh. And it's not only the pamilya, di ba? Parang community na rin. So sabi ko, if I could help one more person, ganon. So what kept me going is if I could just replicate, what I had achieved through someone else, makakatulong na yun, di ba? Yung current circumstance mo kasi should not define who you will be in the future, di ba? That should not really stop us from being the best version of ourselves and become future leaders, become, a business person, successful business person, and be able to make a difference. Hindi lahat na shining piece is good for you, di ba? So, kailangan talagang once you've made up your mind of what you want to do, doon ka focus. Do not be distracted. Yan, sa una talaga mahirap. Walang shortcut eh. Hard work talaga. Hard work, tsaka focus, hanggang ma-achieve mo yung gusto mo. And also realize na you cannot do it on your own. Do not be afraid to ask for help.